YouTubers, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin channel. Hope everybody is doing well, having a great morning. It is a gorgeous Tuesday morning here. Guys, I'll be streaming from this channel now, the new channel. The other channel, I'm going to keep it preserved. The other channel is going to stay preserved. I will upload videos from it from time to time. I'll do one a week on the old channel so that it stays up and it stays current, and I'll be just talking about more, spiritual, be strong, be yourself, love your neighbor, blah, 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 and just getting the point across, getting us through this insanity that we have been going through lately. Okay, so here it is, guys. Bill C10. What is Bill C10 and what does it mean? Well, it's passed today. I got a message on our Discord this morning that Bill C10 has passed. Blunt News messaged me this morning to let me know. What is Bill C10 and why are the Liberals planning to regulate the internet? That's a good question. That's a very important question, and we know why. Because everything is going to be coming apart. We got 5 weeks to go, and the Liberal government knows that. There's 5 weeks to go. And everything's coming apart, and they need to regulate because what's happened in Canada, a lot of people don't know. Outside of Canada, is that even a lot of Canadians don't even know this, that our media has been bailed out and is entirely funded by the federal government. And we basically have state-run media here now in Canada. And because mainstreaming, we do Mike in the Night, we do shows like investment shows and stuff, is taking over and it's creating more ground, like Rebel Media and other sources have taken more ground than, let's say, our lamestream dinosaur media. It's because nobody believes it, right? I mean, who wants to, anyways. Advocates for Bill C10 say it will ensure Canadian artists are supported as their work is increasingly consumed on global streaming giants. Critics warn it could potentially curtail freedom of speech or limit access to some websites. The Globe explains what's in the legislation and what it means for Canadians. Okay. I think the Globe and Mail was one of the Canadian Globe, I think, is one that did not get bailed out. I think it's just the CBC, the main ones we have here in Canada, were bailed out by the Canadian federal government, right? Now it goes on to say, debate over Bill C10 is erupting on Parliament Hill, months after Liberal government tabled the legislation in November, with just weeks left before Parliament rises for summer. Supporters of the bill are pushing to have it rushed into law in the event that the Liberals can snap an election. No, in case the Liberals call snap election. So, guys, we've been talking about snap elections, right? Now, we know, if you connect the dots, how snap election, why the Liberals want, or why they need a snap election. One is because they own the mainstream media. And two is because they want to control the narrative, of course. We know this already, so this is not old news. So advocates say the bill is ensuring Canadian artists are properly supported as music, movies, and television shows are increasingly consumed on a global streaming service such as Netflix and Amazon Prime. Critics warn Canadians could lose access to some websites and potentially have their freedoms of speech curtailed by federal governments and regulators. To help readers make sense of it all, the Globe and Mail takes a closer look at what the bill potential consequences for Canadians should be if it's passed into law. So it's been passed into law this morning, and I wanted to bring up a part here. So the bill updates the Broadcasting Act, which is Canada's existing legislation aimed at promoting and developing Canadian producers and creators. It also requires broadcasters to support cultural industries financially. Traditional and broadcasters are regulated by the Canadian Radio and Television and Telecommunications Commission, or CRTC, or Independent Administrative Tribunal, created in 1976. It supervises broadcasting in Canada by issuing licenses and enforcing federal approved policies such as Canadian content rules. The original Broadcasting Act, however, dates back to 1991, before the internet changed the way media is shared and consumed, since the legislation that oversees regulatory regime hasn't been updated for the internet age. Streaming services currently don't have to abide by the same rules. So now, obviously, they're changing that and putting it into another Liberal. So here it is. Liberals pass C10 to regulate social media. There it is, right there, and it is passed. So it's been passed 2 hours ago. Liberals pass Bill C10 to regulate social media streaming. What does this mean for the average Canadian? Well, we'll go into the fines first. Let me just flip this thing over here, guys. Sorry, give me a sec here. Canadian lawmakers passed a controversial bill that aims to regulate programming distributed by media streaming services and social platforms like Facebook and YouTube, a measure that critics could warn infringe on individual speech. So what are we doing here on YouTube? What am I doing here on YouTube? It's called political demands. They're just political demands we're asking for. That's it. We're asking we're here trying to discuss, trying to find out. We all have political demands, right? And without voicing our political demands, there's obviously it falls on deaf ears, but the legislation drafted by Justin Trudeau's government, known as Bill C10, is meant to subject teach giants to the same requirements. Ooh, lots of wood. And more wood. Okay. Requirements in traditional broadcasters, effectively compelling companies like Netflix and TikTok Inc. To finance and promote Canadian content. It's among the most far-reaching plans the government anywhere regulate algorithms, tech companies to amplify recommended content. And in an age where everyone is a potential publisher, the act to amend the Broadcasting Act could affect individual expression of social media and other digital platforms that rely on user-generated content. Now here it is, guys. Okay. So it goes into here, and tech titans. Governments around the world are grappling with how to monetize their legal framework. So we see what's happening in India, with India basically taking control of the thing. And a lot of people don't understand what's been happening in India. There's been a massive farmer protest, and tens of thousands of people in smaller villages in India have been starving to death because of the farmers' protest that's been going on for 50 plus weeks. They don't cover that, right? And all these people that are passing away, I wonder what their death certificates are reading. In Canada, an additional worry is how to protect domestic cultural industries as more Canadians turn to internet companies for music and video programming, which is the focus of the new law. Under the new existing law, a regulatory body known as the Canadian Radio and Television Telecommunications Commission certifies what is and what is not Canadian. It also issues fines for violators. Now here it is, starting at $250,000. That's $202,000 American. Or even suspend broadcasters' license to operate. The new law would give the CRTC the same kind of power over internet companies. So basically, the CRTC is basically gonna regulate what the internet providers and internet companies are providing to us. So this is a major issue happening in Canada. We've been talking about Bill C10 now since it was proposed, and apparently the bill now is passed 2 hours ago. So this is becoming a major issue for Canadians. It was brought up in November of 2020. I think it was November of 2020. It was proposed, and they rushed it through because they need to rush it through because people have political demands, and we've taken to social media to debunk a lot of the BS that's happening all over this planet. And guess what? We're screwed in Canada. So I ask a lot of the other channels out there to maybe start adding Canada to their discussion pieces if they're in the United States and Australia and other countries that are not having this kind of bill, right? Bill C10, the death to freedom of speech, the death to political demands. We're always going to have political demands in a free society, right? And I'm afraid that no longer has place in this new regime that we're following right now. And a lot of the people that are passing this law know, they understand. And with 5 weeks left to go, it's going to be huge. It's going to be enormous. I look forward to reading your comments below. And guys, I'll be streaming on this channel now. Please subscribe to this channel, share this video. Let's get this channel up and running. The other channels, like I said, the big channel that I have, it's not a big channel. It's embarrassing. I have 4,300 videos, and like I think I have, yeah, it's embarrassing. But if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe and share this video, Bill C10, what it means to Canadians, it means we're finished. It means that they're going to start regulating a lot of things, but the porn will stay. All the stuff that basically destroy children's minds and stuff will stay. That's not going to go anywhere. Comment below. Lots of love. Let me know what you guys think. Please, please, please. Thanks for watching. Oh, guys, check out my store website. Check out my store. My store is up and running. Buy a board game. Play with the family. Thanks for watching.